Hi everyone and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. In today's time, marriage between two people of two different ethnic and religious backgrounds is quite an appreciated thing in some places. In other places it is not. Cultures have different views, unfavorable ones, regarding interfaith marriages, but in Islam, and therefore in the Islamic world, it gets a little bit weird. In Islam, it is not a problem if the man is a Muslim and the woman is a Christian or a Jew, but it is a taboo, unacceptable, a breach of loyalty and honor, and sometimes life, if the woman is a Muslim and the man is a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu or anything. While Muslim activists in the West are trying to tell us that Islam is so misunderstood, that it is actually so tolerant and so beautiful, while moderate Muslims are trying to tell us fairy tales of a woman-loving religion, the reality is far from that. To get to it right away, a Muslim man is allowed to marry a Muslim woman, a Christian woman, or a Jewish woman. Traditionally, marrying Christian and Jewish women is still not preferred, and it is expected that the woman converts to Islam. She is therefore often repeatedly pressured into converting to Islam. The child that comes from such a marriage is supposed to be raised as a Muslim. Many Western women who find themselves in such a marriage don't know this initially, then find themselves confronted with the situation and then don't know what to do. But this is what it looks like. A Muslim man is allowed to marry a Christian or a Jewish woman and is supposed to slowly make her a Muslim. A Muslim man is not allowed to marry a woman who is not a Muslim, not a Christian, not a Jew, like an atheist or a Hindu, for example. The Quran makes that very clear in its typical language. And do not marry idolatresses till they believe in Islam. And indeed, a slave woman who believes is better than an idolatress, even though she pleases you. The idolatress here is a general word for the pre-Islamic pagans, but also other polytheists and people who don't follow Islam, Christianity or Judaism. The premise is basically that Christians and Jews are still kind of monotheists who believe in the one God in a way, but others are enemies of Islam and filthy by the Quran's definition, and therefore forbidden. When we come to Muslim women, however, it's different. Although a Muslim man can go and get himself a wife from outside his own faith, a Muslim woman can never marry anyone who is not a Muslim. About marrying unbelievers, the Quran uses very sweet words again and makes clear that no Muslim woman can be owned by a non-believer. She can only be the property of a Muslim man. So, bad news, you can't marry Linda Sarsour. Or Ilhan Omar, who would probably prefer her brother anyway. Yeah, a Muslim woman can't marry a Christian or a Jewish man, although the Quran gives the man the privilege to marry Jewish or Christian women. Even if a woman is already married to a non-Muslim and then converts to Islam, her marriage is considered invalid and she can freely marry a Muslim. The reasoning behind this is clear. Islam is supposed to be superior. It's supposed to rule and be prevalent, not to be ruled over. Both the Quran and the Hadith make that very clear on so many occasions. The Quran also makes it clear that a man is the protector, the one in charge, of a woman, and that a woman has to obey the husband, that she could be beaten if she doesn't subdue herself. In the Hadith, Muhammad says that a woman belongs to a man, as in that women were entrusted to men who have to feed them and clothe them. So women are lower and are under the protection of men, which is also why men can easily divorce their wives, for example, while women have to apply to a higher authority and have to find a good reason to do that. Since Islam has to prevail and carries priority, and men are in charge of women, a Muslim man can freely marry a Christian or a Jewish man and then raise the kids as Muslims. But a Muslim woman cannot do the same thing because women are considered fragile, weak-minded, lesser humans. As you can see, Islam doesn't really care about whether there is love, humanity, and goodwill in this. Neither does it remotely consider women and men socially equal to each other. This is only one of many ways in which Islam shows that a woman is considered a slave, cattle, an assistant, an unreliable assistant to a man. This also shows that Islam is a political, a male supremacist system that is far beyond sweet tolerance talks that annoying activists present to you. Marriage in Islam is not simply a civil union, a holy togetherness, or love. It is a political move, which is no surprise, because Islam is a political system. It wouldn't just let marriage get in its way of global domination and boring or scary male supremacy. And what it definitely won't do in that case is lose women who are weak and unintelligent, and a man's place of sowing seed to the dirty non-Muslims, who are the worst of creation. Religion of peace and tolerance, and feminism. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share. Most of my videos are not monetized, so if you want to support me and my cause, you can support me on Patreon or on apostateprofit.com. I will be back with much more. Until then, have a great day, and stay away from Islam.